Welcome back to Level Arsenal. It's on that Friday, and you know what Fridays are for. Fridays are for the fans, and today we're going to have Tosin, the panelists who have been here with us before, to feature on today's channel. We still have a couple of panelists that are going to join us a bit late, but obviously we'll be Tosin around. We can hit the ground running. So, Tosin, how have you been, bro?
Hey, brother, I'm fine. Good evening. I'm very, very happy to be here today. I hope that we enjoy our time together.
Yeah, we'll have to. At least we didn't have any heartbreak from Nigeria today, even though the
Almost
performance
heartbreak,
was quite
almost,
questionable. Yeah,
almost.
that last minute
I tell you, at some point I was just wondering that, Kai, is it a coaching problem or a people problem? I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both as well, but it's all good. Enough about
It's all
Nigeria
good.
for one evening. Let's just focus on Arsenal right now. And without further ado, we'll go to the first question. And it says, what's one question you want people to answer after each match day?
Hmm. Arteta, how confident are you that this team of yours will be winning something this season?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think that with the level of depth that we've now had in the squad, we should be able to win something. We are competing for 4 trophies, and I would expect that with us now competing for 4 trophies and having the kind of squad depth that we have, even though we've been reading with injuries from time to time, we should have enough. That's a very good question. That's a question that I believe that you could ask him, and I'm sure he would be able to give us an intelligent answer to that.
Yes, so
Okay, well, so far, what's your take on this season?
so far so good, sincerely. It was difficult when we played Liverpool and we drew in the way we drew. Now, drawing Liverpool at all, I mean Liverpool's home is not the problem. But in the way that we drew was actually something that made me feel like Arteta, please, everybody also felt the same way. Can you release the handbrake? But again, after analyzing and looking at the way we've played so far, I don't want to blame him too much. I don't want to blame him too much. But so far so good. After the seventh game, seeing where we are in the table, I think he has managed everything well. I just named him. If it's something the team is doing, by the team, I mean the technical crew is doing with
Yeah,
the team, causing this much injuries, I want it to be managed. Injuries with these much players should not be our problem going into this season. But with the rate at which key guys are going out, I'm a little bit jittery.
yeah,
But
and
it-
it's kind of surprising. I agree with you.
yeah, so if we can address all of those, keep as much as our top guys fit, we should be fine. The best is yet to come.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So let's go to the next question. And it says, do you think Arsenal can maintain consistency across all competitions? So let's break it down. Starting with the Carabao Cup, we've played Port Vale so far, a good 2-0 victory, and we have Brighton next. Obviously, the Carabao Cup is a couple of, handful of games before getting to the final. I think 5 or 6 games. FA Cup, almost the same route as well. The Champions League and Premier League are a bit longer. So do you think that we have what it takes to be consistent across all competitions?
100%. I feel we have what it takes right now. We actually have two solid teams. Oh. I don't think people are looking at it in that way. We have two solid teams that can compete. Each of them can compete. They will be in the league. Let's just assume. Each
Mm-hmm.
Arteta manages both team, assumption anyway, and they will still finish, both will finish top five. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. Both will finish top five. The moment Havertz comes back, Havertz and Jesus is going to be decision time for Arteta all the way.
Yeah,
So I believe we have that thing that can remain consistent as long as, there are points in this our growth that there are games where we just need to see it through. You just see that either our player or the coach, something unserious will just happen. And that's it. But I don't expect that this season. I expect that Arteta will put his best team out for every competition. Or rather, he will put a solid team out for every competition from now till the end of the season,
okay.
especially Carabao. Let's get that trophy and just, by December be done with that. That's my hope. That's my wish. And that's what I pray for.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's just take it holistically. Where do you think we'll finish in the FA Cup this season?
Okay. So I'm going to look at the worst case scenario because definitely best case scenario, I believe we should be winning. So
Uh-huh.
worst case scenario, we should be getting to the semi-final easily, easily.
What about the Carabao?
Carabao, if we beat Brighton, I believe we'll go all the way.
Uh-huh. Premier League?
Champions League. Did you
Yeah.
say Champions League or Premier League?
No, no, Premier League first.
Premier League. We are competing for, top two. The worst case scenario is second, like I said. I'm
Mhm.
actually much more worried of Man City this season than Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool, there's something not it yet. Maybe they'll fix it in January. But before then, I'm actually much more worried about Man City than of Liverpool.
Yeah,
So first or second,
especially with the form that Erling Haaland is showing right now, it's quite scary.
as in scary, you would think he's actually in a fight. Like he's angry with both Goikarez. He needs to outshine, and
Yeah.
no matter what, he wants to outshine the whole league. But I mean, how long can he continue this form? That's the question.
No, true, true, true. But what about the Champions League?
Champions League, again, another semi-final. Worst case scenario, semi-final.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
I don't think PSG will beat us this season. And they are the only team I'm worried about. It might be me. I mean, it might be overconfidence of me, but the truth is, I don't think they will beat us this season. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, I think the
Yeah,
squad should be strong and we can actually compete in Europe as well among the best teams. The game against PSG last season also showed it. Over both legs, we had the higher XG than them. It was unfortunate that we are poor with our finishing, and Gigi Donnarumma was also good with his saves. However,
yeah,
when
it
they
was a
had
keeper.
when they had their own chances, they actually took them off, and of course, no other panned out. I know that if we had played Inter in that final, I'm sure we'd have smashed them across the park like the way PSG did as well. But, if what's and maybes are things we can discuss about in hindsight, but that's done, and we have to focus on the competition that is in front of you right now. So that's fine. Let's go to the next question. What's your biggest fear for the rest of the season, and what's your greatest hope?
Man, biggest fear for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Number seven, Saka. That picture is my biggest fear. Number seven, Saka, long-term injury. I don't. It will change the dynamics. A lot of people will say, yeah, even with Saka injury, we will do very well, we will do very well. Yeah, I agree. But you see, there's something, that guy is like a drop of hope. There's something he brings to that team that no other player can substitute.
Mm-hmm.
So Saka getting injured for a long time is my biggest fear. That's
Okay.
my biggest fear this season.
So
Now,
what's your greatest hope?
my greatest hope is that we win all four trophies.
Oh, okay, you're being
And
greedy right now.
I'm telling you. I know we'll win two. I know maybe we're going to win something. That's for sure. I mean, except if I don't want to say if the world turns around, that
Yeah.
would be too much. but I am confident we're going to win something big this season.
Awesome.
Saka keeping his fitness, we can manage with any other person. We can manage. I mean, Gabriel, I don't want to miss him also, but I think we can manage with any other person. Saka should remain fit for the better part of the season, and my greatest hope will come to pass. 3 trophies minimum.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so we have OK joining us. Welcome, bro. How are you doing? Thanks for being on the channel this evening.
Oh, good. Glad to be here, man. How you guys doing?
We're awesome. We're awesome. So typically, we're just basically answering questions from the fans. Although we've asked a couple of ones before you came on, but we could just ask you this one, then maybe we'll get your take on the previous two that we have spoken about, then now continue from there. So the question here says, what's your biggest fear for the rest of the season, and what's your greatest hope?
Yeah, that's a good question. Uh, I know everybody will say Saka to stay fit and all of that, but I think for me, um, still the same. Maybe that front line, you understand. The back is fully covered, you understand. So most of our back line has good backup, with even the ones that we haven't seen stuff with Hinkafi and the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mascara is a good cover.
Mm-hmm.
Timber, I love Timber very well. I think he's so solid all around.
Mm-hmm.
But we have Ben White as well. You know, so the back line is always covered. I'm more. Rice is solid too in midfield. So that front line, yeah, this guy Madwick is good, but Saka is our star boy. So hopefully, you know, that front line, stays fit, and hopefully nobody will get injured. I'm waiting for Saka and Kai to come back. So I think I think the team, there's no weakness in this team, and I believe that if that front line keeps doing what they're doing. I like that Gyökeres, even though he's not scoring, but the guy disrupts any opposition front defense. You understand? The guy works his socks off every game. So it's not. I know people want him to score. It's not always about him scoring. There are other things that he's doing that is really solid for that team. You understand? So my biggest fear is that front. That front three. And greatest hope is, what my greatest hope is winning that Premier League for sure, or
Mm.
at least FA Cup or Champions League. I'm not greedy. We have to win one title, and I'll choose Champions League or the Premier League first.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, bro. So let's go to the next one, and I'll start with you first, Tosin. He says, which match surprised you the most, positively and negatively? So you said what game surprised you positively, and you say what game surprised you negatively. You're going to give your reasons as well. And while Tosin is doing this, okay, you should be thinking about yours because you go next. So
Yeah.
over to
So
you.
far, yeah. Thank you. So far, so good. So which match surprised me positively? That victory 2-1 over Newcastle actually surprised me positively. Not like I expected us to win, but you see, the moment they went up 1 goal, I felt they were gonna die there. This is a team also that is very, very strong defensively. I dreaded us going down in that game, and that happened. So it was a big surprise that we actually came back and won the game. I was literally praying for a draw, that please God, just a draw. Don't let these people beat us. And we got the draw, and we got the equalizer rather, and we finally went on to win that game. So it surprised me positively. Now, negative surprise this season, like I
Mhm.
told you earlier, I don't think it's been negative. is I mean we've won all our games except popular culprits, the contenders. So, like I said, I was not happy we drew with Liverpool in the way we drew, but I wasn't really, I wasn't really surprised that we drew. I mean, I wasn't surprised that we lost, but it was the most negative game for me this season. But I wasn't surprised that we lost.
Okay, thanks.
Then, wonderful Pep becoming a Moreno in broad daylight. It reminds me of, I think it was Benitez. Benitez was manager of same Man City when Asharonga was there. Nashu, we still had Nashu. And,
Mhm.
we went to them he said in the first 15 minutes, the way we played them, the guy had to park the bus and he came out in his presser to say, I had no choice. I had to park the bus. And I'm also amazed, though maybe I don't know if it's to say it's negative, but I'm also amazed that Pep also came out, accepted that man, we had to do what we had to do to just keep the point. So it's been all good this season.
Okay,
So I mean, I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
okay, okay. What about you?
Yeah, I'll agree with him with the first, match that surprised me was that Newcastle because everybody knows going to that St. James Park is is very hard. Understand? Still have kind of nightmares with the last few times we went there, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like watching that one again. I felt like it's deja vu with what Gabriel did. Remember the last time too? It was Gabriel and who
Isaac.
was it? Was it
Maybe
Isaac or
Isaac.
or
Isaac. When there was a cross that he missed it, then Isaac now let the ball in, and then 1-0.
no, the one that he got pushed by that midfielder,
So that was Joe Linton, Joe Linton,
Joe
Joe
Linton. Yeah,
Linton.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah.
So yeah, so I'm like, why is it this guy now? Vladimir, whoever he is. I'm like, this. I was so angry. Trust me, at that match, I was so angry. But then we came back 1-1. I was like, just 1-1. I'm very okay with the draw. But what surprised me was how the boys wanted to win that game. Like
Yeah.
the reset was real quick. Everybody was like, let's pass. They brought
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ball
yeah.
back. They wanted
That
them to
was
pass.
surprising because when Merino went to celebrate, they all kind of went into the center circle. They didn't actually waste any more time, to dwell on that.
Yeah, exactly. You understand? I was like, as a fan, you were like, no, just delay this thing so the ref will blow. But these guys were, this guy wanted to score badly, man. And when that goal came out, oh my goodness, I went crazy. That day, I was going crazy so bad. So that match surprised me, so much. And I was the one that, the pain me, the negative was that Man City because it felt like, that we were at home. You understand? That match was at the Emirates, so and
Yeah.
Man City was there for the taking because you know other teams,
I'm looking at them.
smaller than Arsenal have beaten them. Yeah, so I'm like, we're supposed to beat this Man City, this weak Man City. You understand? And when we equalized, I think we celebrated too, a little too much, even though somebody went to get the ball, but it wasn't like Newcastle. But
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I would take,
It's like a relief, though.
yeah, so Liverpool on, when was the last time I don't think we've won at Anfield, so I wasn't surprised. Really, I wasn't. I was like, whatever. If we get a draw, it would be nice
Yeah, yeah. But
because,
that was a
you
wonder.
know,
That was a wonder goal from Soboslai, though. It was like,
yeah, because I believe that Liverpool will beat them, when they come to Emirates. So if we can get a draw, even if we lose, but let not lose or draw against any other team till the time we meet Liverpool. You understand? But so I'm happy so far. Even though when we all saw these pictures, we were like, oh my goodness, we started
yeah,
with all the hardest teams.
Yeah, they look
but
very
see,
daunting.
turned out to be a good a positive. You understand? A good, very good positive.
Mhm.
So so far I'm happy because I know Liverpool haven't really played any tough matches, so I'm looking forward to it. Mm.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because at the beginning of the season, seeing that fixture list, Man U away, Leeds home, Liverpool away,
Newcastle, Man
Newcastle away,
City,
Man City, Nottingham
Liverpool.
Forest.
Yeah,
Yeah, to the crazy fixture run. But to see how we done, bear in mind that even in this fixture run, you see how loads of injuries along the way as well. So the team has to really be commended for the performances in the first 7 games of the season.
100%. Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the next question. Okay, I'll start with you on this one. It says, if you had to predict a six-match run ahead, how many points would Arsenal get? So let's put it in the right context. Let me announce the next 6 games we have in the Premier
Okay.
League so that you can actually make a more informed
Yeah.
um, discussion. So our next 6 Premier League games, we have Fulham away, Crystal
Three
Palace,
points.
Crystal Palace home,
Uh, very dicey. At our home, we should be beating them. So 3 points.
Burnley away,
3 points for sure.
Sunderland away,
3 points for sure.
Tottenham at home.
Very dicey, but they are wives now. We should be beating them.
Okay, then last the sixth game is Chelsea away.
That one is very dicey. Might be a draw, but I hope we win.
Okay, so
You
five wins
know.
and a draw.
Yes, I don't want to be unrealistic. I feel 5 wins and a draw.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, so Tosin, let's get to you. I'll say the fixtures away again, and you just give me your
Oh,
outcome. Fulham away,
okay. 3-0. 3 points.
Crystal Palace home,
1-0. 3 points.
Burnley away,
5-1. 3 points.
Sunderland away,
Ah, 4-0. 3 points.
Tottenham home,
1-1. 1 point.
Chelsea away.
1-0. 3 points.
Okay, so five wins and a draw, but just different outcome on the Chelsea and Tottenham game.
Yeah, Chelsea and Tottenham game. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
that makes
I'm actually, if you look at the way the managers, I'm looking at the managers now, the way the current Tottenham manager plays, it kind of counterbalances our game. So if we win that game, we're going to win all those games. Chelsea will want to play ball. They want to show us that they are the best in after riders. We'll be there. We'll be there.
uh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so let's go
Yeah,
to
what he says,
go
yeah, what
ahead.
he says makes sense. Tottenham will come to Emirates and pack the bus, because
Oh, yeah, like how
from
they
day
did,
one,
they did Man City.
managing, yeah, managing Brentford, and then hope on counter attack. That's what they've been successful with doing that with PSG, Man City, all those other teams.
Yeah.
But I know they won us preseason and all that, but it's
No,
not the
no, no,
same
no.
with
That one was just an unfortunate situation. Raya gave that ball to Luis Kelly, a very
yeah.
bad catcher.
I believe that Spurs will not beat us or draw in Emirates. You understand? So they've not done that in a long time. I believe we'll win them. It's Chelsea away. It's always Chelsea's a different beast. They're home. I think last time we played, was it not draw that we played?
Yeah, it was the one that Sanchez gave the ball to Declan Rice and he blasted it
It
from,
was a draw, right?
yeah, a
Yeah,
2-2 draw.
that's what. Yeah, and then if you watch Chelsea, Liverpool, even with all the injuries Chelsea had, they still played Liverpool very well. So you don't know what you get with Chelsea, honestly,
Yeah,
especially at
true.
that bridge.
Yeah, true,
Yeah,
true, true. I agree with you on that. They can be very unpredictable.
very
So
unpredictable.
I,
Yeah.
I, I, I agree with you. But one thing I've observed with even from last season, that you see those teams that try to play us open football, irrespective of who you are, we actually, we deal with them better.
Mm.
True.
We deal with them better. The problems have been those ones that says,
Still
okay,
just blocks.
we're going to use, not just counter,
Mourinho style, yeah.
to finish these people. Yeah, they are the more difficult guys. And most of these smaller teams tend to play us this way. And I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think
That's
it's
actually
just
my
that
fear.
fear they have for us, that innate fear they have for the team. I agree with you. No, although low block has been our kryptonite for quite some time now, and I'm really hoping that with likes of Iberici, Eze, and Odegaard in the
Yeah,
squad, we'll be able to counter that. And that was the plan that
exactly.
we used when we
Uh,
played
uh,
West Ham. But you know
And
what?
exactly. Sorry, 1 second. And that's what I'm expecting. I've been a little bit hard on Gyökeres. He needs to start scoring.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He needs to start scoring.
I agree with you. I agree with you. He was, yes, I know he had a very, very good record in Portugal, 97 goals in 102 games and whatnot. But one key thing to note is that he's a centre forward that we have not had in a very long time. Gabriel Jesus was always going all the way back. He was supposed to be the poacher in our team, and you can see that they've been creating chances for him. So that sometimes he just lashes at the ball, or he just misses at the last minute and stuff like that. But it's been interesting so far, and I think we'll cope with time. Okay, so let's
Gyökeres is going to need time.
uh-huh.
He just moved from a different league, and like you said, Arsenal have never been a team that plays one man striking this thing.
Yeah,
So, and knowing Arteta, he's not going to change his formation or his tactics overnight. You understand? So,
uh-huh.
Kai Havertz, even though we played him at nine, but he was always coming to the midfield. That was
Attacking,
this kind of
yeah.
striker Arteta wanted.
Uh-huh.
Not
And
yeah.
he was
So,
like
but
Gabriel Jesus somehow. I agree.
yes, yeah. So I believe with time he will figure it out. That's what big strikers do, on how to adapt to the team. Gyökeres will figure it out. I'm just happy that and hope that he's not one of those people that will get frustrated that he doesn't get the ball. You understand? Hopefully,
Yeah, yeah, but he
is
has already been working very hard for this. I think that Newcastle game was one of the best I've seen him so far, even if he didn't score. His link-up play was excellent, and he really helped the team well. Okay, so let's talk about the next one. He says, "What has been your favorite goal so far across all competitions?" So I would want you guys to give me your top three, not just your favorite goal. So okay, let's start with you.
Zubimendi, of course.
Nottingham.
That volley,
Yeah, okay, that's one.
that goal is remarkable,
Mm-hmm.
and I like Caicedo go, of course. Man,
Caicedo.
yeah.
Oh no,
Are you talking? Are you talking
no,
about only Arsenal
no,
or just
only Arsenal. Who cares about Caicedo?
okay? I thought you said it like all distance. Okay,
No,
sorry.
no, in all
No,
competitions. No, we have played
okay,
in the Carabao, I've played in the Champions League, I've played in the
okay,
Premier
yeah.
League.
I like Zubi's first goal is
Mm-hmm.
my number one. Then I like obviously Yokeres goal that he drove inside from all the way from outside.
Against
That
me.
goal, yeah, that goal was a very nice goal.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And then the last goal from obviously from his Gabriel that against Newcastle, that second goal, even though it's just a regular,
Yeah, yeah. I think the outcome of the goal and the impact. Yeah, I
yes,
get what
this
you mean.
the impact is what I'm looking at. That thing was just, even though it's just a normal corner kick, but to me is that goal was worth £1 billion, and for me, man.
I agree. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, Tosin, over to you.
Funny enough, okay, pick my brain, though maybe not in the order. For me, I won't lie to you that Gabriel's goal is been my best because of the joy that came with it. This season,
So much
that
joy.
Gabriel's goal is my number one. So I also will take this guy's goal, Zubimendi. definitely. It's even the goal of the goal of the month or so. I think that
Yeah,
goal was the goal of the month.
yeah, I think he
So
won the Goal of the Month.
definitely, yeah, definitely. And for goalkeepers, his first goal, because again, it was the hope of what to come. There are other nice goals, but our goals have not been really, or is it the right smash it team against his former team? I love that also. But
Mm.
those three are still my top because of the kind of hope, the kind of feeling, the joy around it. Zubi's goal was a classical goal, but the joy that surrounded Gabriel's goal, you know, fix it for me. Then, Gekers, the hope of what to expect. Yeah. Then about to choose a fourth one, it would have been that right smash it in because it
Oh, yeah.
was like we're not going to score.
Yeah, I agree with you. That makes a lot of sense. Those are very good goals. I agree with you. So let's go to the next question. And it says, which match had a moment that gave you goosebumps? I'm guessing the Newcastle game, obviously. The
Of
emotions
course,
that ran through our minds in that game were very amazing. I think I'll just
of
skip this. Except you guys have any other comments you want to add.
no, that of course that game. I'm pretty sure it's the same with Justin. That everybody had
100%.
everybody at edge. That game had everybody at edge of their seats. Of course, everybody. If you scroll through social media after that game, even Nigerians, you see. There's one video I saw that was one guy that ran outside his house. I don't know if you saw it. It
Yeah,
was
the
raining. It
comedian.
was raining. It was raining, and the whole floor was wet. And I was like, this guy would have slipped and hit his head, but the way he was still running, you know,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
have that. Yeah, that you could tell that thing gave the whole Arsenal fans the biggest joy ever. You know.
Awesome. Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
so, so let me have this personal experience. So I actually had a friend. He's also an
Okay.
Arsenal fan. We work in the same company. So this dude went on the company's platform. He's an Arsenal fan, but this guy he can give up easily. He said we have lost the league. Which kind of nonsense is this? And I kept telling, dude, calm down. The chances are still there. Calm down, calm down. He said, no, the same problem, blah, 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 blah. He went around and everybody supported
Yeah,
him that were not
is
Arsenal
that
fans.
right? Yeah.
So it was just me saying, no, I see what the team is doing. I see what the team is doing. I see what the team is doing. The moment he equalized, I kept quiet. But you see, when that second goal came, I went there and I finished everybody. So talking about goosebumps and reactions, for me, I felt it. It is
Yeah.
Newcastle versus Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree because the level of pride that we had going into the Monday after that game was just, and when you think about the fact that Newcastle, let's not forget about the time when the useless VR folks said that Pope touched the ball, that's why it's not a penalty. That thing still remains one of the biggest BS I've ever seen in a very long time. Just the
I
previous week,
agree.
Robert
I even
Sanchez,
forgot about that one.
Robert Sanchez tackled Mbuemo and got a red card, even though he touched the ball first. But the idea was that he impeded the forward, and that's what Pope did. So despite everything just going all against us, like we still went against us all the time. What do you
See,
think? So, yeah,
it, it was absolute BS, just the way you said. See, the rule is not about getting the ball.
yeah,
Did you interfere with the run of play of a
True.
player going at goal? That
yes,
guy, if you did not bring him down, he was going to get the ball, whether you touch the ball or not, and he was going to kick it into the net. But you
yes.
brought him down. And how they even tried explaining it is a part that annoyed me because we
Uh,
had left this part of football in like 1992
I
when they
agree.
say football is not table soccer. It's in table soccer when you hit the player and you touch the ball first, it is not foul. I don't know how we got back to,
Hmm.
No, it was pathetic, man.
man, it
It was
was pathetic.
See,
just
just I agree with you, and I don't want to believe. Sometimes, so many times, I'm like, I don't want to believe there's an agenda against Arsenal, but
I think
they are
there is
not help.
actually.
They are not. When you see those kind of calls, you can't help but to start believing because.
Yeah, I think there is.
Arsenal,
I think there is.
Arsenal is a different standard, different calls, different. If that was Liverpool, Chelsea,
Oh,
Man U, they'll give
yeah,
that thing as a foul,
straight penalty,
If
straight.
as
that
a
was
penalty,
anybody else, irrespective of the level, except Fulham, they will give that as a penalty.
Yeah,
hundred
yeah,
percent.
it's a
And
very
also,
shame.
the referee gave that in a penalty. I thought the VAR is not supposed to change a ref's call, or
No, no,
set
no, no,
is
no.
very
VAR can
obvious.
change the rest call actually. There are times when the ref issues the point to the spot and VAR will now reconfirm that what he
No,
said is
I
correct.
know they can change a ref's call. I'm talking about when the foul is not clear and obvious or what. What
Mm.
are the rules? They keep changing the rules. But anyway,
Exactly. Once it's not clear and obvious, they're not supposed to change.
right.
Yeah, double standards keep ruling the ball. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go to the next one. It says, are you more optimistic about Premier League title chase or a deep Champions League run this season?
Who's going? Chelsea, you
Go,
want to
go,
go
go, go,
first?
go,
Okay.
go
Okay.
first.
So I'm actually more optimistic for UCL than PL
Okay,
because
why?
see, again, I will tell you, this Man City actually scares me more than any other team in Europe. Not that we cannot beat them. Get me
Uh-huh.
right. One on one, I'm not scared of them. But the way they play other teams, I want to see them with Liverpool to be able to know if it's a mentality problem. I think Pep and his team, they're in beast mode after their first three games.
Yeah.
So because the way and I'm not really, really worried. I need you to understand. But they are the only team that I think will give us a bigger run in the PL for our money than any other thing. So I believe that we are going to go far. I mean, very far. I told you earlier in
Uh-huh.
UCL because what's his name? Arteta comes out to me as a tournament guy ahead of a league guy. He's good. He's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. But I think he manages tournaments better. I think he manages tournaments better than league. So I'm more optimistic with UCL this season than PL.
Okay, okay. So, okay, what do you think?
I agree with Justin 100%. I believe that we'll go far in this Champions League, honestly. Because if you look at our team compared to other teams in Europe,
Uh-huh.
only maybe Bayern and
Mm.
PSG is the only team that worries me. Any other team there, not really worried about Madrid or Barcelona. Those teams they play high line. They're 100%
You can be
very
exposed.
touch up. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I believe that, and Teta tournament, like he said, I think he will go far. We have a very solid um, defense, but we'll see. We're playing Atletico soon, so we'll see. We'll find out. But then, like you said, Premier League. I don't know why people like always. I know people are writing City off. I don't like that. I hate that nobody's putting pressure on City like they're putting pressure on Arsenal.
Yeah,
Now City are kind of like so
yeah,
relaxed.
yeah, and it's coming from how they played last season when they kind of dropped off the cliff.
I don't
So,
care.
so
People forgot that they spent a lot of money. Nobody's talking about how much they spent on January last year, over 200 plus million, and over
yeah,
the this track. Nobody's talking about that with City, you know. So and they are now flying under the radar. You're talking about only Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal and Liverpool City are just doing their thing. I don't like that. They need to put pressure on them so people can take them seriously, because it
uh-huh.
feels like they're not taking them seriously at all, But there's hope. I think Rodri is out again for
Yeah, he actually been struggling with injuries this
6 months.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the only. only hope that we have. Well, they what is his name?
Haaland.
Haaland is City now. Is who is carrying City, you know,
Yeah,
on his shoulder. So hopefully the other teams will be able to stop him.
that makes sense. Okay, so let's go to the next one, and we'll start with you. Okay, which new signing has made the biggest impact to you?
Hmm. Zubimendi, because honestly, I thought that he wouldn't be able to adopt or fill in Pate's shoes, but the guy has been really, really very good. You understand, both
Mm-hmm.
defending and also ball progression. So the guy really surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, how is this small guy going to adopt this EP as our DM? I'm like, what is
Mm-hmm.
this? You understand? I
Yeah,
wasn't overly excited when we signed. I was like,
same.
yeah. I'm like, okay, Pate will still be here, and then he'll still be coming in. But the guy surprised me. I'm pretty sure he surprised every other person too.
Yeah, I agree. I just think an awesome signing for us. He was someone that came in from a different league. He doesn't even have the stature, but he just kind of showed that his intelligence and technique,
Yeah,
what it takes, to handle our defense, and he has been doing so well. He's not like the type that would make any crunching tackle or something like that, but he does have to anticipate, just like Declan Rice, and his progression is just second to none. So, Tosin, what about you?
Okay. So I don't. It's definitely Zubimendi, but
Hmm.
I'm also going to just give Mosquera, yeah, a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit.
a shout out,
He's
yeah.
done well. A shout out here. He's done well when we needed him. He came and he held his own. But
Yeah.
Zubimendi is so short, but I don't think he has. I think he has the highest. When it comes to area duels, he
Mm-hmm.
has one of the highest records of winning area duels, even in Libya. So,
Yeah.
dude has been
Same.
phenomenal. Dude has
I,
been phenomenal. So,
I agree.
mm,
I agree. I agree. He has been phenomenal. But then again, I also agree that Mosquera deserves a shout out because that guy, that debut against Liverpool at Anfield, no one expected that. Saliba just rolled his ankle prior to the game, and of course couldn't continue after a couple of minutes. And this guy just came from nowhere. He had never played alongside Gabriel before, and because of the fact he played that well in the subsequent games, we actually allowed Saliba to now get fit on time. Because back then, you see how we used to rush players back into the fold. Like I believe we rushed Odegaard last season, when he got injured in his ankle from Norway. It was evident that he was not fully fit, even in the games that he played. But when you don't have a squad that is deep enough that you can trust, that cannot allow your players rest well. So I think Mosquera deserves a good shout as well. You know, as for Kepa, I've just seen him in one game, and obviously he's someone that might not play much, maybe just the domestic cups, or maybe when we're against an injury. I've not seen him Hincapié yet as well. He's injured, but I think he's going to be fully fit after the international break. Madueke had, some real buzz around him, even though he has not given us any output yet. But I think I'm happy that at least we now have a dependable backup for Saka. Coming from the likes of Reece Nelson, Raheem Sterling, is like night and day. And of course, Victor Gyökeres, who has scored 3 goals in 7 games, but the world makes it look as if he has not even scored at all. But it's all good. So I agree with you guys. I think Zubi has been the best signing so far. So, okay, let's have a tea on this question. If you could change one thing in Arsenal style this season, what would it be?
hmm. This question always gets me in trouble when me and other guys are talking about
That's okay,
Arsenal.
yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes we are too defensive, or well, so people will say you have an agenda, but I wish that sometimes that we can. Anyway, is Arteta's style of play or the mentality he has instilled in this player. So
Yeah?
we don't. blow teams away, and sometimes we don't play that fast attacking football passes. But we've done that before in the past. We got so many
Mhm.
points. We got to second. Yeah, I guess his new style of play will always be like this because we all know, I'm sure Tosi will agree with me. Some games that we'll watch like this, even in Champions League, it feels like you don't know where to go. Like, is it only why are we only going to hope on corner kicks or stuff like that to score? So that's
Yeah,
what. So if we can change one thing, style of play sometimes you know, is what I would wish for. But I'll support either the manager and this team. I don't criticize the team again of me until the end of the season.
yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Listen, what about you?
Yeah, going forward is going to maybe fast breaks. The way we handle fast breaks, we should be a little bit more direct. Going forward, we need to be a little bit more direct. You see, I am fancying Noni Madueke, not
Mhm.
because he's the most brilliant boy in the room,
Yeah, but
but
it's very
because,
good.
going forward is always, that urgency is there.
Yeah, yeah, he's
That
business
I,
led.
yes, exactly. I don't see it in even Martinelli, Trossard, but I don't want Arteta to change so much of the thing. The midfield solidity is there.
Mhm.
Back solidity is there. I beg you should keep his style. But just tell these guys going forward. And won't be faster. Take two touches, get to the opponent's half. Be more direct at goal while keeping every other things. If we can do this or if we can achieve this, I think we'll be unstoppable. That's what is remaining now. But man, I will be unstoppable.
I agree. Because if you see how Madueke has played in the games he has done, he's very, very straightforward. One dribble and it's already out there, rather than trying to still dally on the ball and wanting to do something like that. So I agree. Directness and of course putting on the handbrakes. Because I'm not especially I know Merino is actually a good player, but starting him in the game against Liverpool was not the right call in my opinion. Yet the man at Liverpool had considered 2 goals to Brentford and 2 goals to Newcastle as well. So they were actually there for the taking, but our performance just clearly showed that we wanted to be more pragmatic, which is not something that we should really be striving for in some games. So that's true. Okay, next one here. Let's start with you. Okay, in our Champions League group phase, which opponent is the most dangerous? So do you have the list of all our opponents, or should I say them out for you?
You can say them out for me. I can't remember
Okay,
everybody.
so we've played Athletic Club, we've played Olympiacos, we have Atletico Madrid, we have Slavia Prague, we have Bayern Munich, we have Club Brugge, we have Inter Milan, and we have Kairat Almaty.
Yeah, of course. Now those three, those big three fish, Bayern Munich, obviously,
Yeah,
Atletico, and Inter. I'm not really worried about Inter like that, but
yeah,
Champions League is a different pedigree, so they have that pedigree of Champions League experience. So yeah, those three are the ones that are very dangerous.
okay. So if Arsenal is going to potentially suffer a loss among the three, which team do you think could inflict that loss?
Bayern, of course,
Yeah, okay. Well, we have a very long history against them, and they've really pummeled
very
us.
long history. Yeah,
Okay,
I want to beat them so bad. You have no idea.
I agree with you. I thankfully this is a home match. I think Bayern were playing them at home. We were playing Inter away. So and the last time we went to play Inter in San Siro, they beat us 1-0 through a Hakachalanoglu penalty.
Yeah.
So Tosin, what do you think?
So 100% Atletico for me is the most dangerous. Most dangerous is Atletico. It's also the hardest. Against Bayern Munich is going to be an interesting game to watch. Both
Yeah.
teams will suffer each other. Do you understand? But
Mhm.
I see us winning that game. Again, I see us beating Bayern Munich. I know Olise will be very very instrumental. And on the other hand, wonderful, what was that his name again?
Luis Diaz.
Wonderful Diaz will be there. But we have two flank backs that we hold their own
Yeah,
and ensure that these
Nigerians.
guys, they will block support for Kane. I don't see them beating us. I don't see them beating us. They will do the leg work, everything, but we will hold them, and I think we'll win them. We'll win them. I have a beef for Bayern currently because I believe we were robbed 2 seasons ago.
Oh yeah, that
That's
penalty to
Yeah,
Saka.
that was a penalty, and for reasons best known to the referee and everybody in VAR room, they did not call that.
Yeah, I
So I know
remember.
we'll beat them this time. I know we'll beat them, but
Yeah, yeah,
Atletico can go anyway.
yeah. But even if we keep calling that penalty, let's also not forget that Saka actually had a chance to also score, but he chose to be like.
Give me my penalty, please.
Okay, so let's get to the next question. We'll start with you, okay, on this one. Which player has improved the most compared to last season? To you.
To me, it has
Uh-huh.
really improved. Um, I don't know. Maybe last season this guy was mostly injured. Uh, Califiori, but guy has really improved.
Yeah,
Well, so now imagine taking the position from
Louis Kelly.
Miles Lewis Kelly. Yeah. So Arteta must have seen that the guy improved. You understand? For him to be starting every match, that trust. So
Yeah,
I think the guy really improved, and our back line has always been solid. You already know what you'll get. You
yeah,
understand? So is the middle, and our front. Saka. We already know. So those regular ones are there. I feel like Martinelli is, yeah, he's saved us, but guy still needs huge improvement. But I'm talking
yeah.
about the teams that played last season
Uh-huh.
and this season. I'm not talking about the new guys,
No, no, no.
but
Honestly, the new guys,
it's
we didn't have
Scally.
anything on them last season.
It's Scally for me. Yeah,
Okay,
Scally for me.
fair enough. Tosin?
Mm.
Yeah, so another fair mention would be Trossard.
Okay.
Another fair mention with Trossard. Trossard's game has slightly matured, and it's a difficult question, sincerely. I mean, Califiori, easy answer because he was injured most of the times, and he could barely get into the team. But
Yeah.
today, nobody can take that position of it, so Califiori. But I think Trossard also has upped his game, and if he continues to increase at this pace, we might get a beast very soon.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. I agree with you on that. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Um, has Arsenal's defensive solidity matched your expectations so far? So, Tosin, let's start with you. 10 games played, 3 goals conceded.
You see the way I'm doing my hand, like obviously, number. Hey, they have surpassed my expectations, sincerely. I I actually pity for opposing team now. I don't see them scoring.
Yeah.
Except maybe when we start doing all these our heartbreaking pass, see if they will touch it kind of passes. That's my worry for this defense. I don't see anybody scoring, and I hope it continues this way.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
surpassed my expectation 100%.
No, the form has been amazing, honestly. I agree with you. Okay, what about you?
And let's see what has Arsenal defensive. So sure, of course, 100%. That defense is like the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt. The defense has really improved, man. So yeah, that's for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay, So let's go to the next question, and we'll start with you, Tosin, on this one. Which match had a tactical masterclass by Arteta to you this season?
Which matter the tactical masterclass?
Yeah, a game where he tweaked and did something that
But
was very good tactically that you were amazed by.
Man City, I'll go because normally Teta would not do bring in Martinelli and put him and that forward or where he played. So I think he did that comeback was very tactical for me.
Mm,
That's the game that even though people want to say Newcastle, I get it because we won, but that Man City on was the one that like he really did very well.
yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Okay, okay, what about you?
I'm the one
You
that
know,
answered.
okay,
Or is
just
he talking
answered,
about
yeah.
Tosh?
Uh, so I actually, I mean, I'll go with okay.
Oh,
I'll say
sorry,
Man
sorry,
City.
okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go with Man City, and I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thing we see over, I mean, should I say the negativity of us? No, no, don't use negativity. The bad behavior of Arteta.
Okay.
He showed it in Liverpool. You know, every other game had been maybe a little bit on our side, but you see that Man City's game. He knew he made an error,
Yeah,
and
it's a
immediately he changed it and turned the game around. If Man City had played the way they played in the first half, they would have lost that game by 3-1. But
yeah,
they had to pack the bus or they packed the train, train of Man City. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
So
That
I
was
will give it to that Man City.
okay. I agree with you. That was a very good one because Pep had to, defend for his life. Took out Haaland, took out Foden, just went on full Satan ball. So unlike him. I agree with you on that one. So let's go to the next question. And it says, which youth player has shown promise and deserves more game time? Tosin.
I will still stick with Iwanari. There's this tenant once said dormant, but I will stick with Iwanari. I believe the guy should play more. He's
Okay.
played, but I think he should play more than what he has played.
So if you want him to play more ahead of who in the team?
Maybe not ahead, but he should come in more games. Definitely not ahead of anybody. He
Okay.
should just come in more games,
Okay.
and
That
that's
makes
it.
sense. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, what about you? You should play. Needs to play
Yeah,
more.
I'll agree with what Tosin said, 100%. When yeah, I like Max Dowman, but still has a long way. One area needs more game time, I swear. So I'll go with Tosin.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, McDermott is quite good, but I'm sure there'll be more games for him to play when in the domestic cups and stuff. Okay, so the next one says, what aspects of Arsenal's play needs the most improvement? Is it our defense? Is it our finishing? Is it our midfield? Is it control? Or is it transitions? Or is it something that is not mentioned here that you want to talk about? Joseph.
Transitions to finishing. Those two needs to step up. Transition especially. Finishing, Alan, you guys said it's going to come good, but transition to finishing, it needs to, I mean, that part of our game needs to step up. We will be unstoppable if we
Hmm.
get those two, you know, up there with the rest of every other thing that we do very well.
Wow, makes sense, makes sense. Okay, what about you?
No, I agree. I agree with Tosin. I think that goal scoring goes with what we need to improve because when you always look at this thing, what is it called? Shots on target, everything. You watch out. You if you didn't watch the games and you watch the everything starts, you'll be like, we're supposed to get over 100 or 10 goals in these matches, but
Yeah,
Arsenal since last year will play. kill every game, but to kill it off is a problem. Always end up with 1-0, 2-1, or 2-0. You understand? Those goals needs to improve badly. Is what I was saying.
Yeah. Yes, I think our finishing is something that has been a plague to us in recent times, and hopefully, the kind of player that we have signed this season are able to mitigate that. So I agree with you on that. Okay, so let's go to the next one. It says, how have injuries affected the team's performance, and which absentees hurt the team the most? Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I think this Odegaard still it's a big uh shock. We're gonna miss him because Odegaard kind of like controls our play. You understand in our midfield.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's him that will miss him. That creativity. Thank God. That we signed Eze. Could have been worse. Imagine that going into this league with no Eze or no Odegaard would have been a
Nah.
disaster. Because Merino, yes, is good, but it's not that great. Creativity. It's better as even as a number nine. So although I'll say that Odegaard's injury and Saka, we wouldn't really miss that much because Madrid can surprise all of us with his direct football. So I'll agree with Martin Odegaard. Our back line is covered, so we've seen it. We didn't really miss Saliba that much. Even when he was fit, everybody wanted Mascara. You
Yeah.
understand? So, before I'm like, we can't do without Saliba. But also, I even say that I don't want to lose Gabriel. Saliba, I'm okay, but I don't want to lose Saliba. But Gabriel, man, he's the best player that we have at us right now.
Yeah, yeah. His impact has been very, very good. So, although then again, when he got injured last season, he totally allowed that Jacob Kivior to get a run in the team, and obviously that also ending the good move out of the club. Well, those are players that we hope they don't get injured anymore. Okay. Next question, Tosin. Which opponent are you the most worried about in the Premier League?
So it says upcoming opponent.
Yeah, opponent that have
Ah,
not played.
hmm, worried.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, I just feel I'm scared of Brighton, though. Maybe just slightly.
Yeah.
But Tottenham, maybe because not London rivalry, they can't, this new coach, I'm not very sure which how he's going to want to take it, glory or I mean, I don't know. So I think it's Tottenham for me for now. For now, the two
Okay.
hardest people we've played, yeah. So it's Tottenham for now.
Okay, makes sense. How about you? Okay.
Yeah, Tottenham, of course. Now we don't know what to expect, but only hope that I have is we're playing in our home. Chelsea is one too that I'm worried too because we're playing away. So, but Tottenham is the main one. I'll go with those.
That can make sense. Okay, so let's go to the next question. It says, which Premier League match do you feel is forgotten but was crucial? Okay. Among the games you have played so far.
It's forgotten as that which do you
Uh,
feel as forgotten?
yeah, like for
Less
instance, mine would be
less
the Man
discussed.
United game because
Yeah.
obviously people tend to forget about how Man United basically wanted to kill us that day. But we just managed to
No,
just snatch and grab the
I
result and win the
yeah,
game.
I agree with you. That man you, of course, is most crucial. I've forgotten that. I agree because at the end of the season, we can look back and say, man, this game, especially starting the league, it's very important. How you start matters. You understand? How you
Mhm.
start can make you go far or kill your morale. You understand? So
Mhm.
I agree. That match is with people. A lot of people took it most less lightly. I love that Arteta went there and he cared to play fast football, all those things. He needed that one. So as we scored, we locked the game up. And that was it. That match
Yeah.
is like you said, yeah. Nobody's talking about it. It's kind of like has been easily forgotten. 100%. Mind
Yeah.
you.
What about you, Tosin?
The sample space is still very small,
Yeah.
but I will speak to the Leeds game because you reeled out a stat and you said Gyökeres has scored 3 goals in 7 games. Take that Leeds game away. It's going to be
One
one
issue.
in 7 games. Do you understand?
Mhm.
So for me, it's less spoken about. See, I'm a sucker for Gyökeres to perform. Hmm.
Mhm.
So for me, I would just pick that. The sample size is small, like I said, and everything is almost still fresh. Still speak about almost everything. But I'll pick
Okay.
that Leeds game.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, let's go to the next question here. It says, how balanced is the squad in terms of age, experience, and youth? Tosin, do you like our balance?
I love our balance. Oh. See, our team is actually very balanced, and I would explain why I say so. Most of the guys that you'd have said, okay, maybe they are young, they already have standard experience, standard experiences. So you can't say this person is less experienced because of his age. The very young guys that you will say they are less experienced are not starting. So
Hmm.
and our guys are not very old, as the party experience that comes with age has been, has been has been substituted perfectly with somebody
Yeah.
not so old, but also very, very experienced. So I think there is a wonderful balance in the team. So for the next 4 seasons, if we keep this team, I'm not worried that somebody would have outgrown the the team. Maybe Trossard, but the rest they will still be in optimal age. So it's a good mix.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I like that. So let's go to and what about you? Okay, I didn't get your feedback on this. Okay, are you with us? And I think it's frozen now. Maybe he has a network glitch. Yeah. Maybe he'll join us back shortly. Okay, so let's get in. Okay, are you back?
Yeah, yeah, I'm back. Sometimes that's what.
Oh, no, 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 that's fine. That's fine. I know you're on the road, so thanks for being
Yeah,
available
I'm
for
back.
us. Okay, so Tusi just took a
Yeah.
stab at this question on how the balance is scored. How about you? Okay, okay, we're still having some challenges with Facebook.
Uh, why is this doing this? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah. So while you were
Can you hear
speaking, I
me?
think you had another network glitch, so we kind of lost you.
Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna happen again.
Go ahead, sir.
I feel like the the team is balanced. The only problem, the place that I feel like it's still not balanced enough. So that's only weak I see. The team doesn't have any weak point, but I feel like they are out not. It's not enough. That right wing, a lot of our goals come from that second side, you understand, and the middle. But
Mm-hmm.
that left wing is not, is lacking goals, is what I'm saying. The amount of goals we're supposed to be scoring from there is what that needs to be improved. That's the only I feel like it's not
Oh,
100%
okay,
balanced.
okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Malik, welcome. How are you
Hello,
doing,
guys.
bro?
I'm good.
Hello.
I'm good. How is
Yeah.
it so far?
Hey, yeah, so far we've
All
been
right, then.
cooking, man. We've been cooking.
Nice one. Nice one.
Yes, sir.
Nice
So we're
one.
about to go into the next question. But before we do, maybe you can take a quick stab at this. We're asking how balanced is our squad in terms of age, experience, and youth.
How balanced is the Arsenal squad?
Hmm?
For my own opinion, for this season, bearing in mind that a lot of our players are 27 averagely or 26 averagely, we should be covered for the next 2 seasons. That's this season and next season. I'll start getting worried about the spread of the age-wise after 2026 season. For players like those in their 29 right now, we will
Okay,
start.
like,
We might be looking at that Wenger era when we stopped allowing players over 30 play for us now. So I don't know what Mr. Arteta might be thinking of right now. But for now, we're balanced for the next 2 seasons.
okay, I think okay, I like the perspective you just brought, and I'm trying to look at the age profile of the current squad. Raya is 30, Kepa is 31. Obviously, they are goalkeepers, so you not bother yourself about that. In the defense, Saliba is 24, Mosquera 21, White 28, Nkapie 23, Gabriel 27, Timber 24, Calafiori 23, Luis Kelly 19. So I think our defense is very good. I don't think we will be bothered that much of anyone in our defense because even Ben White at 30 will not be too bad. It's the midfield where there might be some level of concern. Odegaard is 26, Eze is 27, Norgard is 31, Merino is 29, Zubi 26, White 26, Dalman 15. So obviously Norgard has a 2-year deal with an option of a third year. And even said in an interview when playing for Denmark that he intends to return to Bromby after his contract expires. So that's someone we should be thinking about. Merino being 29, he'll be 31 in 2 years' time. So potentially we want to think about as well. In attack, Gabriel Jesus is 28, Gyökeres is 27, Trossard is 30. Yeah, Havertz is 26. So I love the perspective you just brought now. But I think with the kind of signings we've done, I'm not sure we'll probably buy anyone anytime soon. I think we'll probably have this set of folks and cook with them for 2 seasons, see how many trophies they can deliver for us before we now move on. Okay, so welcome to the chat again, Malik. So let's go. Tosin,
No, I'm here.
which
I'm
player?
listening.
Yeah, okay, bro, nice. So which player? I'll start with you, Tosin, on this one before we go to Malik and okay. Which player do you feel have been underperforming related to expectations this season?
Skelly, Skelly, Skelly Lewis. I mean, but he has not had much games. But like I said, a lot of our guys have been playing very well. So I'm just going to say Skelly.
Okay, that's fine. What about you? Okay. I think okay is having network issues. Okay, Malik, let's hear from you since okay is having issues with his network.
Underperforming wise, I'm still worried about Saliba. Mm, I think other than that Man City that he had to come in from the bench, I think he has not
Mm-hmm.
been exceptional. The Saliba we knew 2 seasons ago is totally different from the one for this season. There's this level of comfort he used to have on the ball. I've not seen that this season. I don't want to say he's having injury issues or maybe motivational issues, but there's just something that is on Saliba. Like, let me just keep it that way.
Yeah.
Calmness on the ball, feel he knows how to turn, he knows how to collect the ball. He has been caught napping a few times, a few
Yeah,
nicks there
yeah,
and there. They have, so I'll
yeah,
just say
and,
Saliba.
yeah, and I remember the Newcastle game. You know, Mosquera played that ball to the corner kick that led to the Newcastle goal, and because that affected his confidence somewhat. And Saliba came on as a halftime sub, and the cross came in from the right hand side, and he just flopped at it. I went to Votumad, who now played the ball to the bar. If that ball had gone in, it would have been a double whammy for us, man.
They would have beaten us to zero. Exactly. So
Yeah,
those little
and
things.
always, yeah, I don't think we'd have been able to recover from that, especially with the goal coming that early as well from a team like Newcastle. But I agree, Saliba
Yeah.
needs to step up a bit. I remember that challenge he had with Raya against Real Madrid. I think he did it in another game as well, where he received a simple pass and for some reason he got caught napping, you know. Well, yeah, even the goal that Haaland scored, I know, yes, Gabriel was out of position, but maybe he should have charged that
Thank you very much.
Rangers.
Exactly.
but he
At
just
least
tripped.
give it a go. Stop forming Van
Yeah.
Dijk and stepping backward too. Just at the guy. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think Saliba needs to step up. I agree. Okay, what about you? Which player comes to mind?
Yeah, I'll say Trossard any day. Trossard hasn't improved for me. It's underperforming. Trossard, when we brought him out, had huge high hopes that he would be scoring goals all the time. You understand? And Martinelli too, but Martinelli, I'll give him a break because he scored two important goals
Yeah.
in Champions League and against Man City. But Trossard to me by now supposed to be at least on 5 goals, but he's underperforming so badly. But that's who I'll say.
Okay, so let's talk Martinelli for a bit, guys. 22-23 season, he scored 15 goals, and there was much expectations on him, right? Going into the next campaign, it was just 10 goals and I think 6 assists. Then last season, it was 8 goals and I think 7 assists. It has been somewhat like a decline. Even his performances have not improved. His wing is always isolated and he's always quick to be booted out for Trossard and stuff like that. Now this season, didn't start too well. He has been on the bench now and scored 2 goals. Do you think something needs to be done about him, Malik?
For me, this
100%.
season, I think 100% yes. But the best thing to happen to Martinelli is the level of competition in this one. The level of competition is
Yeah.
likely to help Martinelli. He has played better from
Mm-hmm.
the bench, whether we like it or not. And if you look
Yeah.
at all his goals, you think he's actually the striker at those
Yeah.
particular seconds. So
Yeah.
does
So
shouldn't that be telling us Martinelli is a better supportive striker? From the wings is not helpful because he can't
okay.
beat his man 1-on-1. But if he plays as
Yeah.
a striker, when there is space behind the defense, he runs into that space. He's faster than Gyökeres. So if you bring him in after Gyökeres has practically tired out all the other defenders, give him 15 minutes. Let him run at these defenders. I think
Yeah.
he would be much more effective playing that role. But from that 11, Martinelli is not it. He hasn't been it since Arteta's first season or
Yeah.
first full season.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
hasn't been
So
it.
so so I agree with you, Malik. But okay, let me ask you this question. When Martinelli scored those 15 goals for us in 2023 season, he had a Gabriel Jesus that always went into the left channel, which allowed him to cut into the middle and score. Victor Gyökeres is a kind of player that also goes into that left channel. So do you think we should continue that style of play to favor him, or should he play 9 outrightly?
No, I agree. He should play in that ninth position because I think that he's better off that. This experiment Arteta is doing now, playing with that nine is way much better than playing him in that left wing, 100%. So that last season that he banging all those 15 goals, I think he was still new. He wanted to prove himself. So now I don't know. I think maybe the level for him dropped. Something happened to him one way or the other. So he needs to find himself again. Hit that form that he had when he started. So I feel the position he's playing now would be better off with him, 100%.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So let's go to the next question. And Tosin, we'll start with you on this. Who has been Arsenal's most consistent attacker in the 7 league games we've played so far? Most consistent to you?
Hmm.
So Malik, you and Mukesh should be thinking about the answer you give after Tosin.
Most consistent attacker. See, I'm still going to give it to Gyökeres. He's not
Why?
scoring goals. He's not scoring goals, but he's been consistent with running at defenders, continuously doing the same thing, wearing them out. Now, let me remind you about last season. Saka was always being marked by two, and in some cases, three players at the
Yeah.
same time. But now, Saka has more freedom because do you want to sacrifice two players on Saka and another two players on
Okay.
Gyökeres? The answer is no. So people have actually been marking Gyökeres out. People have been marking him out. You see, they leave one centered back at least at every point on him. Yeah, so I've been hard on him for goal scoring, but when it comes to what he brings to the game, he has continuously done what he does well. And he does it all through the game, from the beginning to the end of the game. So Gokers it is for me. But again, our attack still needs work to be done on it. But Gokers all the way. Thanks.
Okay. Malik? Malik, we can't hear you. I think you're muted. Malik.
Sorry for that. I'll pick
Yes.
Madueke.
Okay. Why?
The reasons why, because he has been forgotten about what we had from him. He kept our attack running from day one. He doesn't score, but he gives us that outlet. He gives us that little belief that we can do something. We didn't have a Saka. We didn't have Odegaard. We've been depending on Madueke for this season till maybe like the last two matches. Maybe just West Ham and Newcastle when he has been injured. But Madueke, with the minutes he has had, I'll pick that as our best threat attacking wise. He actually complements Gyökeres better than Saka does because Madueke is looking to pass the ball at the final third. Saka for now is looking to score.
Yeah, true,
Saka
true.
wants to score. To be honest, that star boy wants his name on that that scoreboard. So every time he cuts back, he's not looking to pull out. Because even if he pulls out, Gyökeres is not there to nod. He's not that kind of a person. He has to look for Rice or anybody at the far back. But for Madueke, he runs through that right channel. He can do touchline. He can cut back. And once he gets there, he's not looking to score. He's looking to pass back to anybody that is willing to score. So
Yeah,
I'll pick
and
Madueke
was
for
even
now.
that pass he gave to Gyökeres against Nottingham that he smashed on the bar. Yeah, that was a very good cutback that he gave to him.
And if you can remember that particular run, he ran from the right, he ran inwards to the
Yeah,
ninth
then
position, then cut back to
pass.
Gyökeres.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Saka
Saka
will do
that
that.
shot the ball. I
Saka will not
agree.
do
I
that.
agree. I agree. I agree. So okay, what about you?
I'll go with Gyökeres, even though that he's not scoring, but the guy worked crazy, and you understand. So I really want that guy to succeed at least with 20 goals. But he's the one that has been for me the most consistent. So I'll give it to him. Guy work rate is remarkable. We've never had any striker that used to be work like this in that front line, honestly. So that's the guy
I
that really
think
does it.
Gabriel Jesus had this kind of work rate as well.
I believe the goals
Yeah, yeah.
will come.
But I get your point. I get your point. I'm aligned with you actually. Okay, so let's go to the next question. And Malik, you will start with this. Which substitute has brought the biggest impact of the bench so far to you this season?
That should be a little bit obvious now. Martinelli. He has played 4 matches from the bench. He has scored 1 goal. He has had the best impact from the bench. That used to be Trossard last season, but this season is
Mhm.
Martinelli. So let's just keep encouraging him from the bench.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I'll go with Martinelli all day, of course. Guy saved us twice.
You have Bilbao and Man City. True. Tosin, Tosin, are you there? Okay, he's not there. Maybe we'll go to the next question. Okay. Let's start with you this next question. Which defender has impressed you the most, and which defender needs to raise his level? So there are two questions here. One
Yeah,
that have been impressive, one that needs to step up his game.
of course, Mascara has impressed me a lot. That's 100%. I love this boy. You know, the fact that we bought this boy only what 13 million is a steal.
Yeah, it's
It's
an
a
amazing
huge
game
steal.
for us.
I don't think we've ever had. Yeah, you understand. He's the one for me. I think Ben White needs to improve. You understand? I know Timber is good, so good. You know, just Ben White needs to get back into that team. You understand? So, and also I feel like what is his name? Califury needs to still improve. You understand?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Malik, what about you?
I'm quite impressed with Mosquera. To be honest, I didn't know anything about him. The little matches I've seen in Valencia, I never paid attention to him. So him
Mhm.
stepping in at that last minute for Saliba and playing as good as he has, so I'll give it to Mosquera. The player I'm actually worried about is Ben White. He has lost that edge of his. I think the injury has taken that off him. So he needs to find
Yeah,
that confidence level back. So I'm worried about Ben White. Luis
yeah,
Kelly, I think that boy's attitude always make him Luis Kelly. That guy don't fear anything. He's a
yeah,
natural stubborn player.
yeah.
That boy thinks he's better than Ronaldo. So
Like,
even if he
like,
doesn't play, allow him play one match, he will still be his regular self.
yeah, he's
So
like a bush baby, man. And then when he comes on the pitch, you can see how he wants to make that impact. But
yeah.
I think I agree with you with them, with you and you and okay on Ben White. Bearing in mind that Timber is like in the form of his life right now, and for you to step into that squad, you need to really show that Timber deserves to be on the bench for you to come in. And so far, I don't think we have seen that with White. But let's just see how it goes. Lucy, what about you?
No, I think you guys are being unfair on White.
Okay.
White is not as great as he should be. Not because he's not good. He's just coming back from injury one. Then he's deputizing a player like Timber that is in the form of his life. Timber right now is easily the best right back in the world right now, easily.
Yeah.
So the chaos White brings when we are playing corner kicks. To me,
This guy, yeah.
nobody has done close to that. Saliba only tries. So it's unfortunate for White. If it was not Timber, White will be playing, and you know it will be playing well. But yes, you're right. Just maybe he needs to improve. But the truth is he trying to bench? Is he trying to bench? Is he trying to bench Timber? The answer will be no. He's a tough guy. Anytime you call him in, just like Louis is going to step up. I know so. I know so. So that defense is flawless. I'm sorry I'm sounding this way, but
It's all right.
that
I hear
our defense gives me goosebumps. So the defense is flawless. But definitely, Mosquera has done well, stepping up when it was called. And you guys don't even know that Nkape is another monster. Let the guy's
Yeah,
injury go. You will see. No, we have a great defense now.
yeah, I agree.
Everybody's okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Imagine what we're here discussing about our defense, our bench. Imagine few last two seasons. Oh, we didn't even think that we'll be ever be
In
having
this
this
position,
conversation
right?
about who who are we going to pick.
Yeah.
Imagine the headache, the good headache Arteta and the fans are
Yeah,
having that
our team was
we
so
don't pick this
dimensional
specific
last
person.
season. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have just three questions left before the stream is over. It's been fun so far. For those on the chat, thanks for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's go to the third to the last question, and we'll start with you, Mali. It says, do you feel rotation has been handled well, or has it disrupted our rhythm?
To be honest, I've never seen enough rotation. I don't think
Hmm.
Arteta is one that knows how to handle rotation well. To be honest, the man is learning. I know 6 years, people say he should. 6 years, if you enter secondary school, you are still in SS3. You never enter university. So you are still learning whether you like it or not. He's really learning on the job. That Man City match, to be honest, I think opened a new can of worm for the manager. Arteta was never looking to be attacking in that format. But because we went that one goal down, he needed to just dump all his
Just
attacking players.
the whole kitchen sink,
Do
man.
you get? So right now, I think he has that headache that I can start a match with all my attacking assets at once. and I still have enough attacking assets on the bench. You
Yeah,
get.
yeah. I agree
So
with you, but then,
he
go
hasn't
ahead,
handled
please.
it well, to be honest, because I still think Nwaneri hasn't gotten enough time. Even if it means 5 minutes every now and then, that young man hasn't played in a while. I think his last full game was the Carling Cup.
Yeah, for
He
them.
hasn't played major of the Premiership matches, and I'm sure, well, maybe he's a good lad, so he might not be disgruntled. But if he continues to the end of season, you start seeing little arrogance creep into this boy's attitude. He needs that 5 minutes to shine. Just
Yeah,
allow him to come on for Odegaard. We know it's not a Saka replacement, but it's Odegaard replacement. Odegaard should not be getting injured and bringing in Moreno. Do you
yeah, yeah.
you are not helping the show. He hasn't handled it well, but it's not affecting our rhythm. We have enough players. Arteta can play 11 defenders for all he cares right now, and we still have the same rhythm.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Because like I was not thinking about the West Ham game, taking out Zubimendi to play Eze and Odegaard in the middle with Rice behind them. That was a nice rotation because you were trying to fight against the low block. Even though Odegaard got injured and Zubimendi came on, we went back to our default mode. So that's fair. Tosin, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so injuries have actually forced him to rotate. But a player like a player like Nwaneri needs to play more. You actually need to make it happen. When you are leading, nothing to fight for. Bring in your boys, let them field again. It actually
Yes.
gives them that confidence because of the day you will need them. I mean, on emergency, they have to, they need to be like, not, they need to be able to step up to the call. But
Yeah.
injuries have actually made him rotate enough. I think, except in the defense, I feel we've rotated well.
No.
Except then you see rotation for somewhere like Gyökeres. But
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
maybe caused by,
So okay.
but yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay. What about you?
I think the rotation has been okay, depending on what we have or the teams that we're facing. I think that Champions League, I think Arsenal started most of our second players now, for that game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, didn't start most of our bench our last Champions game, or am I mistaken? I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, he brought on Lewis Kelly, he brought on White. Yeah, I think
They
that
started
was
or
pretty
they
much
came in
it.
second half.
No, no, they actually started the game.
Yeah.
Yes, they got it.
So I think anytime we're facing a big team, I think I will start as generals. You understand? Any smaller team, I don't think he'll really care. I think he'll put bench people. You understand? But for Premier League, I think he wants to be ahead by 3 goals to be comfortable enough to bring in all these people to rotate, remove all 5 players, bring in new 5 players. But not when we're leading by 1-0 or 2-1. You get what I'm saying? So he doesn't have any
Hmm.
choice. He will manage his rotation well, except we have any injury, like with the team, with Saka or any other person, they got. So, or in the defense, he will put Mascara. If anybody has a knock, he won't be rushing to bring them back because we're solid defensively. So the rotation is, for now, it hasn't affected our rhythm because, but we don't have any choice. We can't just rotate when
For
we're
the heck
leading by
of it.
1-0. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I believe any match that we're leading by 3-0, he will comfortably remove almost everybody in that team. And also, if Hincapi comes back, I think he will get more playing time, more than Luis Kelly.
MLS. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this is the second to the last question. And it says, which Premier League match so far has been Arsenal's best performance and why? So Malik, let's start with you.
Best performance, I'll say Newcastle. Although we left
Yeah.
it very late though, but Newcastle for me.
And why?
The drama behind it, we were losing, we came from a goal down and we won. The second goal, nobody expected it. Me, we don't lie to ourselves. But the fact that the boys went for it and it worked, that was just perfect.
Oh, okay, awesome, awesome. Tosin,
Yeah, I will go for it. Like again, the sample size is small, so I will go for this Newcastle game also. The drama behind it or around it actually makes it a very beautiful one for us to always remember. So I will go for Newcastle also.
okay, makes sense. Okay,
I'll say for me is that Leeds game because you said which game has been. Everybody performed very well. I know the Leeds winner, but I remember that match. I was frustrated too at some point. So I'll say the one that they performed very well is the Leeds game. Because there
yeah,
was no pressure, so everybody played well. Yeah.
okay, makes sense. So the final question, and it says, which Premier League game has been the most disappointing and what went wrong? So, okay, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'll say that Man City game. You know, I believe
What
that.
was Mhm.
Well, I was disappointed that we drew that game. We were supposed to. That game was there for the taking. Everybody, you know, could see that day. So, but and what went wrong was Arteta coming into that game. Thinking, let me just start with three DMs. You even think about creativity. He had too much respect for man, even though they're not as good as they were, in the past. So I believe that was what went wrong. Those three DMs. It's not a good starting first 11 for us. So that's the Man City game is what I was saying. Yeah, was I was disappointed.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks. Malik?
Um, I would say that turning point was Liverpool for me. We expected a lot from that Liverpool match, at least attacking wise. But the fact that we were flat from get go, the coach was scared, or let me say scared. He was thinking with his team because he was still trying to balance. I think Ateta believes in winning from the back. So maybe that's why
Yeah.
he decided to play a defensive game, which kudos to him, but it backfired. So that particular, but even when the attacking players came in, there was little or nothing that they actually could do.
Yeah.
Everybody was just pulling hand breaks and waiting for the other player to do something. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that match for
but,
me.
yeah, but I think there was one late chance that Eze had, but he kind of hesitated. I wish
He
he
couldn't even
just,
pull the trigger. I think he was even
yeah.
slouching backwards or something.
Yes, yes, that'd have been dope. Because that's
Yeah.
also he did it too. Oh well. Tosin, what about you?
Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool was a game that was up to the taking, and we were too scared to take it. So
Mm.
for me, Arsenal, Liverpool, we could have won that game.
Yeah, I think we would have won that game. Surely the fact that they just came from games against Bournemouth and Newcastle where they looked very shaky. Okay, so it brings us to the end of today's stream. And as always, I'll take some parting words from the panelists. So we'll start with you, okay? Thoughts on the season so far, and what you want to say to any Arsenal fan out there looking, watching you.
All right, I think I'll start. Um,
Yeah.
I just want
Mhm.
to give a little, I don't know how I call it, advice to all Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
We all want to win the league, to be honest. We all miss lifting a trophy. Our hands have been practically empty for over 20 something years. But turning on each other in times that things are not going well, it will just keep bringing us down. We need to bear in mind no other fan base likes Arsenal fan base.
Mm-hmm.
We like ourselves because of the red and white. Why should I be fighting you because Arteta did not win? Yes, we're both hurt, but don't
Breaking up
insult me.
from is it
You get, don't
this
let
side
us
over the channel?
become a fight amongst ourselves because of what we're seeing on the pitch. And we should learn also to take it a match after a match. A match. Let's play every match like a final. We should stop this antics of saying we are top of the league right now. I can bet you if we're top of the league by 18th of next week, somebody will bring up that elephant gist again.
Okay.
Because that's Arsenal fans for you. We always live on hope. Inshallah and hope. You get, let's take it a match at a time. We can do this. We can do this. The lines are falling for us. But we're not conceding goals. We can do this. Let's just be behind the manager, no matter how tough it feels. Let us be behind the manager, Ocho. Arteta house needs to stop.
Okay, fair enough. That's a very nice one, Malik. Tosin? Tosin, you can go ahead.
Okay, so again, I'm just going to back my leg. And sincerely, Enigma, you can speak to this about me also, and some of us, Jay, I believe in the fact that you actually attract positivity, you attract success to yourself. And you see, sometimes it can be very annoying with some sets of Arsenal fans. You want you want the best of lucks, but you want to speak the worst of whatever into the club. That I might sound a little bit, telepathic, but I feel it actually works that way. You have to attract the best of lucks to you. And for some funny, nice reasons, these last 7 games, we've been very lucky. Unlucky with referee decisions, but the overall game, we've been quite lucky. So yes, we pray that this continues forever, and at the end of the season, we will paint the town red because we deserve a trophy. We
A
deserve a
trophy.
trophy.
Awesome. Okay, your final comments? Okay, can you hear us? But I think it's having a glitch. Or maybe it's like in the club or
Yeah,
something.
we deserve a trophy. Like just yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, sir.
No, I took it off from mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can,
Yes.
we can, we can.
Okay. No, I
Go
said
ahead.
Arsenal deserve a trophy, and we're on top now. But I don't want this our number one to get into our heads and all those things. You understand? We should focus on continue winning, and hopefully we can do that by January. We'll know how far we'll go, and also hopefully other teams will lose as well, like Liverpool and Man City. But yeah, all the best. Enjoy this conversation very well.
All right, thanks, man. So Malik, Tosin, and okay, Malik and okay making their debut today. Hopefully, we'll get to see you guys in the future on the channel. Thanks for
Thank you
making
very much.
being part of this. Tosin, OG, thanks as well. So to everyone that has been here so far and the guys on the chat, thank you so much. Obviously, we're still going to continue the international break, national football for like another week. We've seen our boys cook in the international break so far. Saka playing a wonderful goal. We just hope that all they will go through these games without having any injury, which is more important than anything else.
That's true.
All right, so till then, man, you all just have a good weekend and stay safe out there. Bye for now.
All right, guys.